Hello friends, welcome back to Raju Notes channel. As part of the book review series, today we will do the book review of a book by title Macarthur, a Military Commander by Gavin. On physical looks, the book is of A10 envelope size with hardbound cover, published by Nataraj publisher, and is priced at $795, which I felt is little on the higher side. The book has 243 pages in all, with comfortable font size and adequate gap between the lines, making it as an easy read. The book has been divided into 11 chapters, excluding the illustrations, maps, bibliography, etc. I am extremely happy with the pictures and the maps given in the book. They appear regularly in the book and keeps the reading interesting. Maps are adequately marked for better assimilation. The author of the book, Mr. Long, had published this book first in year 1969. Mr. Long was the general editor of the 22-volume Official History of Australia in the War of 1939 to 1945, of which he wrote 3 volumes. As a journalist on the Sydney Morning Herald, he specialized in defense problems before the war was in London in the year 1939, when he joined the CEF as a correspondent in year 1939-40. In the Middle East in 1940-41, he wrote about the first Libyan campaign and the expeditions to Greece. He was recalled to Australia and New Guinea until appointed in 1943 to organize an Australian war history, and thereafter was from time to time in forward areas with Australian and American formations of Macarthur's SWPA command. Mr. Long wrote this book from the point of an Australian observer belonging to the nation that supplied the troops who inflicted on the Japanese land forces their first major defeat. Coming on to the content of the book has been exceptionally written in a sequential manner and have really been written without any kind of bias. The flow of the book is easy to understand and will draw the readers into the timeline of the battle. All the operations have been described in detail along with the maps, which are adequately marked. I strongly recommend readers to read this book first to understand the Korean War as it unfolds, and most importantly, the rise and fall of one of the greatest military commanders this planet has seen, that is Macarthur. The content of the book starts from year 1880, wherein the Macarthur was born, and thereafter it travels to his early ages till about 1917 for the first chapter, and thereafter from 1917-1918 when Macarthur got married. And the chapter starts from about 1918 to 1935, wherein he was in the West Point and as Chief of Staff. The chapter 4 deals with 1935 to 1941, and this gives from the view of the Manila. And in 1941 to 1942, the defeat in the Philippines happens, and that is being covered. In chapter 6, we have from 1942 to 43, wherein the Papua was secured. In 1943 to 44, the forces advanced to Morotai, which was in chapter 7, and the Philippines was regained in 1944 and 45, covered in chapter 8. The SCAP is in 1945 to 50, and finally the Korea happens in 1950 to 51. The final chapter of chapter 11 does speak of Macarthur's return back to his country, which is from 1951 to 1964, and probably the rest of his life. I will certainly recommend you to buy this book if you are a book collector and need to read about the Korean War and Macarthur in one go. However, if you feel to buy this book only for your examination, then I will recommend against it, as reading my notes will be enough and will save you your valuable time and money. However, the choice is always yours. I was able to compress this book in about 77 pages in all, with about 44 likely questions that can be asked from the book. Well, that's all friends in this edition of the book review. If you liked it, please press that like button to encourage me, and if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please help me by doing so. I shall be covering the other books also shortly, in addition to the current affairs and SMT updates every 15 days on my YouTube channel. I started this current affairs update since last about a year, and I am happy to announce that about 60% of the questions figured out in this examination which was conducted recently. Thank you once again to all the subscribers who have helped me in spreading the news across to those who may have benefited from these videos. I pray for your good health and prosperity in future. Take care. Bye bye.